All right, Josh, in
Episode.
3, 2, 1.
Small Guys Live.
Do re mi, do re mi. Okay.
That's
right.
fucking funny.
Small Guys Live.
All right. Now let's talk Severance.
Live from O'Malley's.
All right. Now let's talk Severance. Okay. Severance is a show on Apple TV. I'm gonna read the synopsis right here. Mark leads a team of office workers whose memories have been surgically divided between their work and personal lives. When a mysterious colleague appears outside of work, and it begins to be a journey to discover the truth about their jobs. This has a 97% critic score and a 93% audience score. Doing this is me, Andrew, Mikey, Aiden, and Brian. I do want to say, please go see this show. Go watch the show. It's on Apple TV. You probably have Apple TV if you have an Apple product.
Well,
Or pay
if
the
I'm at it,
$5.
if I'm at it right now, I'm gonna plug it. $5.99 Apple TV.
Yeah, or
Literally-
Brian's uncle will hook it up.
Literally for one fucking month, buy it, cancel it.
Yeah,
Watch this show. Maybe watch it a second time because it's that fucking good.
so good.
And then while you're at it, plug Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's a great
Ted
show.
Lasso.
If you want another reason to spend what is it? Is it $5 or is it $5.99?
I think it's $4.99.
I think it's
$4.99.
$3.99.
It's $4.99, but
I
honestly,
wish.
honestly, it's fuck Apple though, because they don't deserve more money.
Yeah, fuck that. Apple TV sucks. But other
They
than
need the
that,
money.
those two shows, watch that.
Yeah.
Hey, but
We'll get it.
before we start though, I want to say I just got LASIK, and I lied on our last podcast. Josh, you're actually ugly as shit now that I can see.
Anyway,
Be
I
honest,
saw
his
that.
Aiden's nose
Cut that
looked
out. I'll
bigger.
cut that out. That's not true.
You look
Anyway.
like that.
Fuck.
Anyway, you can see my Legos now.
This guy
All right,
has
so I'll cut that out,
girlfriend,
too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in the YouTube video. Check us
No,
out
go
on
ahead and
YouTube
cut
so
that too.
you need to see his Lego collection.
Circle it, but ting.
Yeah.
I'll zoom in on it.
No, but in all
if you need any more reason to know that Josh is a virgin, there you go.
yes. In all seriousness, though, this show really is like the big part of it is the mysterious part about it. So please just go watch it. Don't let us spoil it for you. Just go watch it. It's a great.
We'll
show.
be here. It's
Yeah.
up in the cloud
Yeah.
after we post this. Just come back
'Cause
after you
spoilers
finish the
ahead.
show. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
spoilers flying right now.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think?
So in total, series 9 episodes, not bad. I was actually kind of a fan that as the episodes went, it got shorter and shorter because I felt like the first 3 needed that for sure, which is what I was gonna say. It needed the build, and it had that, and it was super mysterious. This show did a great job of just making you feel fucking uneasy. Like the first time you see the office in the hallways, all that shit that people talk about, oh, that's the back rooms. Like, no, that is the back rooms. Like that shit just made you uncomfortable. And you're watching this show as you go. And again, the first 3 episodes, like by the end of 3, you can kind of see where it's going, but you really have no clue. Like Mark's convinced he doesn't want to fucking break out his innie. Like he wants to keep it separate. He wants his outie and his innie, doesn't care about it. And then you see the transgression of like what the fuck happens. And it is just such a well put together story. Just the random callbacks and then like the foreshadowing that went into this, the more and more you think about it, like from start to finish, this was a show that just had you at the edge of your seat, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Because I feel like each scene was like, it was a lot of storytelling each episode, and like each obviously cut, and like the break room, what is it called when they go to the self-evaluation?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it was called?
Like
think
when
it
they
was.
go to see the
Helly or not Helly? What was her
the
name?
Miss
psychiatrist.
Casey?
Yeah. So Miss
or whatever
Casey.
she
So
is.
I haven't seen. I watched this about maybe 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, when you were in Miami, right?
Yeah, I was on vacation, and that's how good this damn show was. We made sure that we allocated at least 1 to 2 episodes, like time for 1 to 2 episodes a day. And I mean, we flew through those 9 episodes in literally like 3 days, so that was great. All in all, I mean, Severance is honestly like it's a fresh show. It's a fresh story. I don't really think that there's anything that's similar to it. Like, it's kind of in its
there's
own
not.
category. It's definitely a good thriller, but like you can't really compare it to anything. It's just in its own category, and it's fucking insane. Literally from
Yeah.
start to finish, like especially that finale, the ending. Ooh, mint,
Just
mint.
just
I
from
want to hear
the
everyone's opinion before we talk the
Oh, man.
finale.
Yeah, we'll
'cause that
yeah,
is crazy.
Yeah.
just
Well,
from
all
the
in all,
beginning.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Aiden. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the casting is great too.
Yes.
Obviously,
Seeing Adam Scott again. Last thing I saw Adam
Yep.
Scott in was fucking when he played Ben Wyatt on Parks and Rec. And now you see him playing
Same.
Mark in this, and you're just like, what the
Mhm.
hell?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Really
the
quick on
casting
Adam
was great.
Scott. We need to see him in a live adaptation of Into the Spider-Verse as the old Peter Parker, if they ever make that. Adam
That would
Scott.
be kind of sick.
I think
Great
it did
movie.
well.
Oh, although the guy that played old Peter Parker in the Spider-Verse, Jack Johnson, right? That's his name, Nick from New Girl. That motherfucker would
Yeah.
be like just a live action version of that. He would be
That'd be
perfect for
dope.
it still.
Besides the point, though.
Yeah. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, what I was gonna say real quick is like when this show starts within like that first like whatever 15-20 minutes and he goes to work and he goes down the elevator and he's just walking to where he works. That whole scene is literally like 3 minutes long of him just walking through hallways, and it really kind of gives this eerie feeling that you're like, what the fuck is going on down here?
Yeah.
Like, what does he do? Because it's just it's just white hallways upon white shit. That's probably like the bottom of Apple fucking headquarters. That's probably what they
Mark Zuckerberg was
It's worse than
shaking when they
that.
fucking
Yeah.
released this.
Yeah.
That's how their employees don't get out. But just that sets the whole scene for the entire show. Like that, just his walk to work.
Well, on
And you're
top of
like-
it, though, before he even walks, what kind of sets it is him crying in the car. And
Yeah.
you don't know at that point that it's because of his wife, that's why he's crying. But then you're sitting there going like, well, what the fuck? He's supposed to have this split personality. Well, it's such a split personality, you know, his work self
Yeah.
and his like normal self. And it was just kind of like, well, why the fuck's he crying? Like, is he already regretting making the decision?
Yeah,
to go
regretting going to work. That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah. So I was like, what's going on here? But the more and more you think about it, yeah, he's crying about his wife. And then when he like takes out that tissue, right, and he wipes his tears, puts tissue in his pocket. When he gets down and he's his innie now, he literally just fucking like cheers up, puts his hand in his pocket, like, oh, this tissue that's filled with his tears. He doesn't even know. He's like, oh, that's garbage.
Yeah, what is
Throws
this?
it out.
No. Hey, I'm gonna cut you off. That tissue is because he had a cold. Remember, he was sick going into work, and then he went to work, and he's like, I'm not sick. Like he didn't sniffle, didn't blow his nose, anything. And he throws the tissue away because his Audi was sick, but his innie. Oh no, when he got in, he knew he was sick when before he went to work. His Audi. Then when he got to work, remember that's when he's like, oh, I think I'm coming down with something.
I think
Oh,
he
they
said that
both-
so he didn't seem upset. I
Yeah.
think he just said that. I think he actually was crying outside.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
if
because
you're
it
sick,
was
you'd feel like
it
you're
was
actually sick.
literally it was like the opening scene was him in the car just bawling his eyes
Crying.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him
Yeah.
That's
crying.
what it was. And
Yeah,
that's
and he's
the
also
tissue.
blowing his
The
nose.
tissue isn't even him. He gives it like one little wipe, but it's his tears. And he just
Yeah.
throws it away. All his sorrow, he just tosses out.
But that was
The
a good
whole-
thing because like before you even got like the basis of the story and what they're doing, like you see that like he has no idea what he just did in the car.
Yeah.
So that was a good opening scene.
The whole idea behind like I think it's got to be maybe the second episode or maybe the third. I don't think it's the first. I don't know. I watched the show months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I was the OG. I put everyone on this one. Like Brian got credit for the bear, so I'm taking
Facts.
credit. for
No, he did 100%. I literally, we're recording this today is what, the fucking 18th? I just finished it today. I
But-
started it last fucking Tuesday.
What I was gonna say is like the whole idea with like kind of what you guys just said, how you get to see about that is like it's like episode 2 or 3 when Holly comes back in to work and she's confused because she's like, oh shit, like
Yeah,
the
are you
weekend
talking
just
about after
happened.
she recorded? Are you talking about when she recorded the video after she almost cut off her fingers? Because that one was
No,
wild. Because
it was
that
the
pop
first
up,
time.
she literally, when she recorded that
No, I-
video, went up and thought it was done. Comes back down, and she's just like, "Oh fuck."
It might have been. I think it's just the first time she's ever realizes what's going on. Like it's her
Yeah.
second time at work where she's just like, oh shit, the weekend happened.
Mhm.
And then she's like, I like how you see like her getting creative with like trying to get out. The fucking writes it on her arms. The note
Yep.
fucking swallows it. And they're like
Yep.
the code
Yeah.
detectors, which that was confusing. But the whole show is, I
Yeah,
mean,
we clearly don't know what's going on.
we have you to this like Josh. You read the synopsis and I think it said like Mark's trying to figure out what he does at work. You watch this whole show, we still don't know what the fuck Mark does at
No,
work.
exactly. That's why, like, even the finale, like, we're gonna find out in season 2, which
Dude,
is
what
sweet.
the fuck they're even
'Cause
doing?
there's just so much story building in that one
I'm
season
almost
alone that it
scared
was.
to see what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Because also, my bad, I meant to start off the episode saying Hail Kier. Because
Oh.
that was another thing. 1 through 3,
cult.
you're sitting there and you're just like, okay, they work for this company. And then I think it was 3 or 4 makes it very apparent that their like handbook is their Bible and it's just a cult. And then fucking Irving was just like into it so heavy. Also, I'm gonna say I know a lot of people think oh fuck, how the hell am I blanking on his name already? The other guy. It's not Irving, not Mark.
Dylan?
Dylan.
MVP
Dylan.
of the finale?
Dylan MVP
Dylan
at
the
the
goat.
ending, but I kind of think Irving was kind of my favorite character throughout the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
I think his progression throughout it was awesome. And like when they had that's fucking awesome that he is Falcone now because he played the shit out of that role.
Mhm.
But when fucking what was his name? Burton? Was that the guy's name?
Bert.
Bert. When
Christopher
Bert
Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken, fucking goat. When Bert was retired and that whole thing happened, and then he came in and just goes, "Let's burn this place to the ground." I was like, "Fuck yes, Irving! Like, let's
Oh,
go!"
yeah.
My god!
Whenever I see that guy, I just think of Balls of Fury, man.
Really, I always think of Transformers 2 when he's calling in the airstrike and he goes, "I'm underneath the robot's cojones."
I think of the watch up the ass. Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah.
I always think that.
No, the casting was great in it, and even like the best part of that entire series probably is obviously the background of their company that they're working for, and then
Loomis.
like Helly comes in the first episode. It all
Yeah.
ties in. It takes 7 episodes for them to realize, like, you see her outie and she's like into it, like, no,
Mhm.
like, quit doing this, even when she tries to hang herself and like chop her fingers off, all that. Like, why is her outie like so convincing, like, you know, willing to keep her in there? And then we
That
find
was-
out that she's the daughter of the guy who
That was
Oh.
episode 9. That was the finale.
Yeah,
dude. I
that
don't
was
think
in
that
that.
was-
Yeah,
that-
that was
was
the
that
very end.
That
Yeah,
was-
yeah. I
yeah.
just watched it
yeah.
because that's when Dylan had flipped the switches. She goes to the bathroom, and then
Yup, and
Mr.
she's
Kier
in the-
walks in, or
yeah.
not Kier. What is their last name? Because they're not actually Kiers. They're
no, they're not. They're just
it starts with an E, doesn't it? Egan.
Egan's.
Mr. Egan is her fucking dad. Egan's the CEO.
Yeah.
And that conversation, I couldn't believe it, dude. I
Yeah.
was just so dumb.
And then, hey, when he's holding the switches and it's just like you're like this, you're on the edge of your seat, man. and
That's
you're
what I
just
was
breathing
texting
heavy.
you
I don't even
guys.
think
I
breathe,
was
man.
texting you guys over that, dude. And he's fucking cutting with the knife. It's like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?
Dude,
And
it's
again,
insane, man.
I feel bad for Irving because Irving couldn't fucking do anything, really. It was also cool to see that Irving's outie is on the same wave. That,
yeah, he's like kind of figuring it out.
yes,
somehow.
exactly. And he
Mhm.
got the list of the employees, and then like,
He's painting
when
the
he-
break
when he
room.
yes. Oh,
When
dude,
he goes
yes.
in the ooze
The
and slime
fucking
and all that.
hallway.
Yeah,
The hallway,
dude, it's
dude.
crazy.
Oh my
Dude, the one thing
God.
I like is that they just foreshadowed everything and then they tied it in so well.
Yes.
They just ease it. They don't just throw it in. You're like, oh, like you're never confused. Like
Again, quick
everything just
plug.
it makes sense. Like everything clicks. It's like a puzzle. And that's why. And you got to give credit to
Ben Stiller directed
Ben
a shit ton
Stiller.
of these, and he was executive producer on all, wasn't he?
I don't think it's Ben Stiller, it's Steve Carell.
No, it's Ben
Oh, it's
Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Because I saw his name pop up at the end, and I go, "Whoa, what the fuck?" I was so dumb. I go, "Zoolander did this?"
Well, so that's what sold me on the show. Andrew told me to watch it, but the only
Yeah.
thing I knew about it before was that that Ben Stiller was like the executive producer on it, and that Adam Scott was in it. Because I like
Yeah.
Adam Scott a lot too.
I think you
So-
had told me that beforehand because I was dumbfounded, but then in the back of my mind, I was like, "Damn, I think Josh had told me Ben Stiller is executive producer of this."
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so what? Ben Stiller directed. I know that for sure.
He directed the best episodes.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
paid
say
attention to that.
he was on like what
He
6
was,
out of the
he was
9.
on the finale.
I know there's
no, I think he did.
one
I
three
thought
or
he
four.
did I thought he did like the first 3, and then I know for sure he did 9.
There's
I'll
one
look it up.
point where it's a voice, and I think it's of Egan or something, that's describing Loomis as a company, and it's like a animated video, but he did the voice for that. So yeah, and I heard it right away. I'm like, that's Ben
Mhm.
Stiller's voice. So but
Are
yeah,
you talking
that's the
about when
time
they
he's in
went
it.
to what was that room called? With all the statues and stuff to make them appreciate the company when they went
Oh
on their
yeah,
first
yeah,
field trip, right? That room.
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, what
hey,
was it called? Started with an R, I think.
Oh yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
Los
yeah.
Room or
Chachi.
something. I don't know. I
What'd
can
you
look
say,
it up.
Josh?
What'd you say, Mike?
I said Joni Los Chachi.
Well, that's
So
why I listened to the Smart Guy or not Smart
Oh,
List podcast,
Smart
and
guys.
they had
that's what
Ben
our
Stiller on there,
smart
and
guys.
they were talking about Severance, like saying how great of a show it was and like all that stuff. And you got to think Jason Bateman and Ben Stiller both did Dodgeball, and they said
Yep.
that like Jason Bateman's role in that movie of him being the broadcaster or whatever, like announcing
Yeah.
the game, he said that he was
Old
literally in the
God.
lot next door, and he called him over. He's like, "Hey, like I got a good part for you. Like just read these words." He's like, do I gotta be an asshole? Like he's like, well, what is this guy like? Does he have a dodgeball tattoo on his neck? Like, is he into it? He's like, fuck yeah. And then
So
he just said, he's just funny shit, man. Like how that all works out. Because you think
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he knows about it, and oh, like he was there for the entire casting. He said he spent like 3 days on set filming that one part, and then that was it. And
Yeah.
then he saw the movie, and he goes, I doubt dodgeball will even touch 100 million. He's like, that's
Crazy.
probably my worst character ever.
I just found this out yesterday. I'll show this to you guys if you're listening. You won't be able to see this, but Apple put out a book that is it's called the Lexington Letter, and apparently it's real short. It's like it looks like an email if you read like pages of an email, but it's supposedly the first
Oh.
person that was severed, and her name is Peg, and kind of gives a behind the scenes of what. So I
She was
want
a
to
whistleblower, right?
yeah.
That one.
So
Yes.
I want to
They
read.
cover
I
it up.
haven't. I
I
feel
want to
like
read
I
that too.
I know. I feel like I should have read that before this. I just found that out, and I meant to, but it looks cool. So that'll be something that we definitely have to discuss about. And you can see that they're like, this is a hit for Apple. Like I don't know if they've confirmed a season 2, but I don't know
They did.
how
They
that.
did.
They did.
Oh, did they?
Remember
Yeah,
remember the
Oh,
creator
yeah.
had to stay off Reddit because
yeah.
Yes.
their
Yep,
ideas are better
yep.
than his. He thinks so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
word.
just to confirm, Ben Stiller directed the first 3 and the last 3. So he did 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah. So
I
Brian,
was
we talked
right.
about it. We
6.
talked about it a couple weeks ago. I think I was on the Nope episode.
You're
But
right.
for Comic-Con, the like creator and everything was like that. He was like, I have to stay off Reddit online completely or Twitter because you guys are all the fans have so many theories that like
Mhm.
it's confusing him with his theory what he
Yeah,
wants.
but that's the best part about this is that they didn't
Yeah.
finish the story. Like it's not a limited series. Like this show could go on for multiple seasons. Like
Yeah.
hopefully they do a good job and they don't extend it.
I was
too
gonna
much.
say I hope they don't drag it too much. I mean, they
Yeah.
definitely have a lot of avenues they
That's
could
why,
do. Like,
honestly, this
most-
show does remind me of Westworld. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that on
I've
HBO.
seen
Yeah.
the first 3 episodes of that. It was pretty good.
Episodes. Yeah, so the first 2 seasons are mint. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great storytelling, great show. 3rd season, I think their 4th
Third
season's
season's
out right
good.
now, and it's ass. Like I
Yeah.
stopped watching it because I wasn't a fan.
Really?
Like those
Yeah,
first
first
2
season's
seasons are
awesome,
so good, and it's like
I just remember the
it's on,
body
you're on the edge of
floating
your seat. It's like
outside.
this show.
They send out the body, and then the body just smears the glass as everyone watches. That's like the only thing I
Yeah.
remember from it. And I think that's like episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
Westworld,
they
man,
they,
it's just
they
so
have a
reminds me-
lot. Go ahead, Mike.
There's like an episode of Black Mirror that it reminds me of too, I think.
Of this show.
I know which one
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's the fucking one. Are you talking about the video game one where they have the chip in them and they're going in between real life and fucking the video game, and it's like a scary ass
Yeah, there's-
game?
oh yeah,
That
that's
one,
the-
I thought of that. But
There's that one, and then there's that one that's that little chip behind your ear. Remember?
Are you
And you
talking about
like
the
go,
one
your
where they-
eyes turn glossy, and you can rewind, like see your past.
Oh fuck! You're talking about
It's
the
kind
one
of
with John
those
Hamm.
like
You're talking
yeah,
about the one
Yeah.
with John Hamm, aren't you?
Yep.
Where they put him in the little snow
Yeah.
globe.
Yeah.
Christmas
yeah.
episode.
And they think it's fucking like 10,000 years, but in reality, it was 10 minutes.
Oh no, that's the video game one.
That's the video game one, yeah.
The video
That's
game
not the
one,
video- that's
he
not the
was in
video
there
game
for
one.
like it was like 10 years, and it literally it felt like 10 years for him or a lifetime for him, but it was
That's not
realistically
the
only
video
like
game
35
one.
seconds. Yeah, that was the video game one.
No, the video game
No,
one they
because
got
the
integrated
Christmas
together.
one is like it's like a.
It's
a
John
lifetime
Hamm
sentence.
interrogating what's his name. Because remember, John Hamm's sentencing was all right. You can walk around, but everyone's a blurb to you, and they
Yeah, and you're
blocked
red. And,
everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
to
a
everyone
red
else's
block.
eyes, you're a criminal. and like to him, everyone else is just a gray blur of
But
like
see,
the
in the video
silhouette.
game one, they do have the chip too.
Yeah, they have
so
the
it is
chip in the
same
back, but it
thing.
gets
It
fucked
just-
up, and they're
Doesn't the
bouncing
guy
in
die at the
between.
end, or am I thinking?
Yeah,
of
No,
yeah,
that's
he
the thing.
does.
Yeah.
But that's why
And
they run the
it's,
test on him, and
it's
he goes.
Asian,
He's like,
what's his
"Oh, it's a
name
whole
from-
lifetime." Like it felt like him a lifetime, but they did a test, and it was literally 35 seconds until he like went absolutely insane and his brain fried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a good one.
No, but
yeah.
I think Severance next season has a lot of different avenues. I mean, there's still like
Ooh,
my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts of the first season was like that map that was
Yeah.
drawn up. Like
Yep.
there's so that
you're
PD
talking about
had,
the
like,
one PD left behind the picture.
yeah, where it's like, there's a bunch of different just drawings, and it's like a maze in the middle, and then on the right it's like these houses, and it's like
Yeah.
people might live down there. It's just so
Yeah.
creepy.
See,
It's
so
I love
to
it.
me, when I saw the houses, I thought it meant like where Mark lives, everyone is low key severed and they don't know. Because
Oh,
again,
maybe, okay.
Mark lives right next door to his boss. And his boss, again, I think that's so fucked up.
That is
What- what-
That's because they
Well,
give them housing,
what's her-
though.
what's her
They give
name
them
again?
housing, so all the employees live
Well,
in that
that's
area.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, is that the case, or did Mark just randomly move somewhere and then they use this chick to live next door? Since we find out that his wife is down there,
So
and
here's
they
my
just want to
theory.
monitor Mark.
So now that you say
because-
that, my theory is that that's why what's her name? His boss.
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say what is her
that's why
name?
she watches
Peggy,
him so
but she
Cobalt?
has a different name.
Yeah,
She has
Cobalt.
two
Cobalt.
names.
Miss Cobalt.
Cobalt. There you
Yeah.
go.
So that's why she monitors him so like precisely. You know, he's the only one that's being monitored.
Because of his wife.
It's because of his wife.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because of his wife.
That's
is
what I
there,
thought at the
so-
end, dude. I was
yes.
like, dude, that's why she's right there. Because when his wife said, "Why do you think this about me, Mark?" and like they expected Mark to be like, "'Cause you're my wife, I love you." And he just goes, "Because we're all people." And then that's why Milton was just like, "See, look, it works. Everything's fine. Like they don't even
Yeah,
know
they're
that
trying
they
to-
used to be married."
They're trying to see if it like if the severance will like kind of
But it
transcend
can't block
love.
out love.
But
Yeah.
that's why
Can't.
she's
It
so.
can't. That's why they sent her back down, because they had that love. She literally goes, I have all these shifts. It feels like it never ends. Because again, it really never ends for her. She never goes up.
Yeah, do you think she's always in
Ah.
any then?
She's always an
Yeah,
idiot.
she's always.
Oh
in
yeah.
that.
Oh,
they
I
all
think
very
she's
down.
always an
Down.
Audi.
Or
Yeah.
no, she's always a.
I don't think
Any or
she's severed
she's-
at all. She's not severed at all. She can't be.
yeah.
No,
well, she would
she's-
have to
I
be.
think
She
she's
would-
got
she would
something in her.
recognize Mark.
She is
No,
severed.
she's not.
She
She's
has
not
to.
severed.
She has
She
to.
has
can't
to
be
be.
severed if she's just going on one. She would have to go in and out. I don't think she's severed at all.
No,
She's
I
gotta
think they
have
wiped
some
her mind. Like
Yeah, I
she's
think-
severed. She doesn't know who Mark is.
I think
Yeah,
she's
she
got
does know who
something
Mark
going on.
is.
No, she
No,
doesn't.
not at the Audi Mark. Like
No,
she
no,
doesn't
of
know that
course
they're
not.
married.
They couldn't block love.
Wait, what
but
are you
they
talking
could
about? You're
block
talking about
the
Miss
memory.
Casey?
Miss
or-
Casey. Yeah,
I'm
Miss
talking about Miss
Casey.
Cobalt.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
no. Yeah,
Oh,
Miss
Miss
Cobalt
Cobalt
isn't
is not.
severed.
She's not severed
Yeah,
at all.
no, she's not.
Oh,
severed.
yeah, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No,
now we're on
Miss
the same
Casey, 'cause
page.
Aiden, she goes in the elevator and it's only
No,
goes
yeah.
down. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying from the
But-
from the map that he drew. I think people are living down there.
But no,
Yeah.
Miss
Because
Casey
I don't
never
think they're
goes in
talking
the
about-
elevator. She lives there at the company.
That's what I'm saying. I think-
That's what
Yeah,
we're
I
she
think
goes
down that
down.
elevator. I think
Yeah.
I think there's multiple
But
people down
see,
there.
what
living.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
saying was I interpreted the houses as where Mark and Miss Cobalt live. I
Yeah.
thought that everyone happened to live there, and again, they were
No,
neighbors
they
this
couldn't
whole
do that
time.
though.
They
Because
never
they
saw each
can't
other
afford
go
all the
to work.
Audis seeing each other.
But again,
But then they don't
they
know.
don't even
No,
know.
because if all the Audis, if all the Audis start to talk and they go, "Where do you work?"
Yeah.
Lumen.
Ooh, okay,
They
fair.
can't do it like that.
Fair, fair,
So
fair.
I'm thinking that note
Lumen.
card has to be a map of Lumen. Inside Lumen. I think a lot of people probably live down there.
Well,
I think we've only seen like an ounce, 5% of what that
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
area
pick
is
up-
down
I'm
there.
gonna gotta
I mean,
pull
really,
up a
there's
picture
so
of that
much
map
potential.
because what if that house is the house that they go to when
I have a picture of it
uh,
on my phone.
when Dylan goes there? That house is the house where he's got
Oh,
all the people in the
yes,
mask
yes,
and
yes,
he's getting whipped
yes.
and shit like that.
I was gonna say
could be
that's when
that.
I was just like, "What the fuck is
Yeah,
going
Yeah,
that
'cause
on?"
look,
that's like a twist.
and they let
just
him
showed
hard to
you.
see.
on the
Weird
fucking
ass
cure
shit.
mask.
This is the map. So
Yeah,
this is the houses right here.
right.
And then like I don't know, like over here, like it says we're here on this side, on the other side.
You can buy PD's Lumen map.
Yeah, I mean
like
it's
a poster and put on your wall.
it's
Try and
crazy.
figure it out, crack the
Yeah.
code.
Yeah, like it says here, it says
Same
at the bottom,
people might
Coil of
live here.
Doom. Like there's so much shit we haven't seen.
Building.
Yeah, no, Miss Casey is
Perpetuity.
definitely she's either on at work or goes down and is like
What if
deactivated.
her up from the fucking what did they call it that they sent her to? That the same thing that Irving was painting. What was the name
The
of that?
break room?
No,
break
it
room?
wasn't the break room because they sent her somewhere else.
Oh,
Oh,
I
the
don't know.
perpetuity wing.
No,
Big
No.
Bird
I think that
Fever.
was it.
No,
I
but
forget.
that's the name of the
Yes, that's the one we were thinking of earlier.
earlier.
Yeah. That's Miss Casey's place.
No, they had it was like the detention center is where they sent her when they like fired her after she had her
Oh,
meeting
okay.
with Mark.
Yeah.
And what if they always send her there and that's where her real like innie is and her outie is considered what she is now.
Yeah, because so
And
she
then
could be
like what
thinking
if she's
going
like
up the
three
elevator.
yeah, what if she's like 3 layers deep?
Or it's just her
Well, what
actual
about the
audio.
lamb wing when the lambs were there? Like,
The goat,
like
the goat
yeah,
wing.
or the goat wing.
Oh
'cause-
my god, that scene irked me so hard.
But it's just
They're
like,
not
but-
ready. I
But
told you
that's
they're
why
not ready.
when we saw the goats, I'm like, damn, like what else are we gonna see? Like, but we
Yeah.
didn't get anything better than that.
And that
I thought it was
whole
babies crying at first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
what
they
I
say
thought
that.
it was.
They
Yeah.
say that,
Do
I
you
think.
that's
that a
what
baby?
Dylan was talking about on the other side of the break room? Because he goes, they were all talking about people talking, and he goes, anytime I'm in there, I hear cries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then two, I mentioned this to Andrew a long time ago when we watched the show. Do you guys remember? And Brian, you just saw it. Do you remember the painting? The painting
Oh,
of the
Of all
killing,
the office
with
people
the
killing
car,
each
the
other.
double ones that they made.
Yeah, so I was telling Andrew, I was like, I think that the last group of people down there got so fed up and got into different like
They actually
groups
did
and
it?
went like a battle royale
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like
Battle
killing
royale
each
type
other.
deal.
I could see it for sure.
And I think
dude.
this is like a second part of the or a new group of.
I
testers.
thought the painting thing was also like a true testament to that these are people because at that point Irving and Bert were like super close and they actually just talked about it because again Milton and Coble just wanted them to go at each other. Well, again, it was Milton's idea. Coble was just like, "Oh, great idea, go with it." And they wanted them to get at each other, but then they talked about it and they go, "Why would there be two different versions of the same painting?" And then that's why I think when it came down to it, when Bert was like, we should work together. And everyone was like Irving even goes, we should?
But that's
Eh.
because they never associated with one another before. So they would just paint a picture. They would illustrate like,
Well, right,
these
but
guys are
that's-
bad and
That's
like,
the
oh, they got
beauty of
three
it,
eyes
though,
and shit like
is that they became friends enough to like trust each other just that little bit to
Yeah.
where they weren't going to go at each other's throats because Bert's like, no, I know Irving and I know all of the people, the fucking 3 other people that compared to their fucking what, like 100 that are back there.
Yeah, that was another weird thing. Is like
and they just opened the door, dude,
you-
and they're just all in rows.
you think you figured it out, like oh, it's just this area, and then they open this one random door, and it's a fucking Amazon warehouse worth of.
Imagine what else is in there.
Oh, that's
Josh
why
is
that
right.
building is
We're
insane.
At
It's huge.
5%, dude.
And the parking lot's always full. So there's a shit ton more. And I cannot wait for season 2 because it's
And
gonna
there's definitely
be
people that live
so
down there.
fucking good. Dude.
That
Need to drop a
room
date.
when they opened that, I don't know why, but the feeling it
art?
gave me, yeah,
The
when
back
they
door,
so
the back room of the art
uneasy,
place.
dude.
yes, it gave me the vibe. Do you guys remember the movie Bruce Almighty when he like opens the cabinet?
Yeah.
And it's like it just never ending. That's kind of how I
Yeah.
felt with that. Like this is just a never ending fucking massive thing of just people working. We don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I my favorite scene of this whole show is when he finds out Miss Casey's his wife.
Yeah.
Oh
me too.
yeah.
When he
Right
like
at
puts
the
the
end.
picture there. I'll never forget my heart dropping.
I
'Cause I knew
know.
right away. And for a show to do that, it's so cool. And like the way too, the way that this show does innies and outies, like how I mean, like Adam Scott, for example, Mark's character, Innie and Outie, two completely different characters.
Different people,
Really. I mean,
yeah.
they are different
Good
people. It's the
acting.
same actor playing two different people, but that's how it all is too. Like in that 9th episode, they're all playing two different parts, and they play them amazing, like great. Like you really do believe it, and the way that show captures that, it's truly incredible. Really.
A
So
scene
cool.
that I just thought of real quick that like spooked me is when Mr. Milkcheck like comes in on
Dylan. When
Dylan.
he's at
Dylan's
home in the
mind, yeah, and
closet.
he's at home. I was like,
no, he flips the
fuck.
switch
Dude,
for him, and
he
that's how
just
they learned
goes,
about the
"What the hell
overtime
is this?"
protocol.
Yeah, he goes,
And
"Is that
that's
my
why it
kid?"
was sweet as fuck. Yeah, and he's like, because that's all he ever cared about.
Then he
Yeah,
goes, "What's
chills.
his name?" And he goes, "It's better off you don't know." And it's like, "Shut up, Milicek. You're saying that because you don't want people being conscious down here that there is a life outside of work."
Yeah, so I don't think
Ugh.
Milicek is. I think him, obviously, Cobal. I think those are the only two that aren't severed, and Grainer before he got
Yep.
killed.
Fuck
There's that
Grainer.
one
I'm glad he
chick
got smoked.
Yeah, I know.
that works for that brings that we know nothing
Oh,
about. No,
the
she's like
Natalie.
brings
Natalie
in
who
the
always
board.
talks to the what is she
Yeah,
called?
yeah, the
The
board.
board.
The board. She's like, the board does
I
not approve of
expected
that.
the board to be just a bunch of lizard sounds.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that it makes it so mysterious, bro. They don't even. All you hear is like little muffled talking, but not enough to where you can even like slow it down and actually like interpret
it.
any of it.
So who do we
So
think?
it's so sick.
Did they might have answered it, and I probably didn't pay attention. But in the first episode, when Mark is just standing there at the front desk with his card, and the receptionist goes, "They'll see you now," or like, "You're good to go," whatever. Was she talking to the board, or do you think she was just talking to Milicek and we didn't know?
I think she was talking to the board.
Yeah,
Board,
they
probably.
were
Yeah.
good to go. Also,
Mhm.
what is the whole idea of spreading them out? Is that just so they don't see each other?
Yeah.
They give 15 minutes, that way they can get up, change their shit, get to their
Yeah.
car, and then leave.
Well, that's why,
Just-
because if they walk out and they see, if Mark walks out and
Yeah.
sees Helly next to him walking to her car, then they're like, oh, like,
Yeah, that's why I
Dude,
got spread it out.
we get
That's why
coffee
that's
together.
why they wouldn't.
Okay,
live by each other.
okay.
yeah.
That's what I assumed, but also I
But
wasn't sure if I missed
Let's talk
something
about the
there.
book. What's his name's character?
Well, before we
Rickon?
even start about it, was anyone else shocked that Rickon was married to Devin? I thought that was just gonna be his
Nah.
other brother, like
No.
as if they were three siblings. I was so pissed off when I found out Devin was married to that fuck.
Yeah. But it just makes it so much better because you got to think like, yeah, he leaves the book over. Milicek grabs the book, brings it to Cobal, and then he never receives it. And then when he's at the thing, like that's the best scene
Got
ever.
his
When
name on it.
When they flip the switch and he's at the book reading, and Mark is there, like out any Mark, because he doesn't know shit about the outside
No.
world.
Oh.
But
All he knows is
Rickon
that
is his
fucking
like
book.
god.
Yes, dude,
That's like
that's his
god. He's sitting there and
god.
he's like, he's just watching him and he's losing his
Because he
mind.
called him, he even
losing
called
his
him
shit.
Mr. Whatever their last name
Yeah,
is, and he goes,
Mr.
"Oh, sorry,
Hale.
Rickon."
Mr. Hale.
Yeah,
I know, and that had to be such a. I mean, obviously, if I
Ye-
put myself in the mindset of being in
Yeah.
the show, like when that switch gets flipped, like to not just be like ah, like and scream or something. Like they had. I loved that before they talked about that. They said, "Hey, when you get woken up, you're gonna be somewhere you don't know. You could be fucking skiing down a hill.
Yeah.
Like just keep your
could be driving
cool."
your
That was
car.
funny.
And
That was
take it-
funny. And then
take it in.
Irving's dumbass just fucking drove a car.
Yeah.
like
Well, that's the other thing
nothing.
too, is that they don't
And
even
then he-
know. Like
he
that
doesn't know
tells
how
you
to
how much
drive.
they don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
he's
don't
like,
know
He's like, what the
anything.
fuck? And of course, he turns the lights on. He starts the car. And it
Yeah.
only takes him a second.
He's
No,
gotta
it was
back
funny
up.
though.
Realistically,
It
it's
was
not
funny
that
though when
hard.
he pulled up to the stop sign, you see Coble whip the corner.
Yeah,
the
it's
opposite
insane,
way.
dude. It just
Yeah.
they did such a good ass job with this show, man. Like
Yeah.
everything. Like there's really not one thing I can complain about at all. The only
No,
thing I
it-
guess that maybe I could say was not good, but I have to think about it, would be that they killed Petey off so quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I wish
Introduce
Petey
him and
stuck
kill him in the
along
same
to
I
at
like
least
that they
like
killed him.
episode 5.
Well, it makes it like now once you finish it, you're like, all right, it's good that he died. But
Yeah.
then like when you're watching it, you're like, fuck. Like imagine if you were
Mhm.
watching it weekly.
Yeah.
Like you'd be pissed. You'd be like, what the hell is
Yeah.
going on? But
Yeah, 'cause,
I
like,
don't know. All
when
in
he
all, man.
died, and like you just said, like when I was watching, I was like, "Fuck!" But like looking back at it, I'm happy it did because like I really liked going through, especially with Helly's character, Helly's Innie, going
She's
through with
great.
her from like that second episode on, like trying to learn every single thing about it and being in
Mhm.
her shoes was so cool. So like going through it's really the mystery aspect of the show, like learning new shit like constantly throughout each episode, really kept me like I don't know, really invested in like I really cared about every single one of these
Yeah.
characters a lot.
100%.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
And what scared me was in episode 9 when Helly realizes that she's Helena fucking Eager.
Yeah.
Eleanor.
The bad
Egan.
guy.
God.
Yeah, she
Oh, but
Or is it Helena?
When-
I think her name's
when she-
Helena.
Helena.
Oh, same shit.
Yeah, and she just Helly down.
But when she's in the bathroom and she starts quoting the shit from the break room, I literally thought she was about to flip a switch and just be like a straight cult member from there out. Because she was like, "This is my family, like this is my family's business." But no, she gets up there, just
I'm
shits
gonna
on
burn
him. I
this
was
place
like,
to the
"Let's
ground.
go!"
What did she say? She's like, "I'm burning this place to the ground."
Yeah, she
Yeah,
goes,
and then
"I'm
she just
burning your
fucking
company to
gets-
the ground," and she goes, "It's
Yeah, to her
your
dad, right?
company."
Or no, that was to Cobalt, right?
Yeah, it's to Global.
Yeah.
Were you guys checking the time constantly in that last episode? Because
Well, when I
hate
texted you
doing
guys,
that,
I paused it and I texted you 10 minutes left. I'm stressed. And
Yeah,
literally,
no,
I
that-
kept
Josh just
constantly
laughed
thinking
at
Dylan
it.
was gonna let go. I constantly kept thinking that they're gonna get
Me
snapped
too.
out.
I
of him.
didn't think it was going to be the whole episode. I thought it was going to stop halfway and then they go to work and get the plot and then something would
No.
happen at the end.
I think it was
I didn't
perfect
think
how
they
they
would
did it.
make it. Yes,
Me
it was
too.
No.
great.
And we
He's
got exactly
alive!
what we wanted right when
So
right
good.
when they flipped the switch. I'm like, or right when they flipped the switch, I'm like, dude, like this is gonna be the worst cliffhanger ever. But they somehow
Yep.
managed to do it even
Yep.
worse than what we thought. Because now he goes, all you see is the slow mo when he runs out of the house and everyone's there. Because
Yeah,
they
because
think
they left
that,
it with a couple cliffhangers.
He goes,
yeah,
"She's
but then you thought,
So
thought
cool.
that, and then he gets snapped right back
Yep.
to his Audi, I guess you
And
could
I
say.
just love it was funny when he looked at Devin and goes, "How's our baby?" Like, that was
He's
funny
like,
as
"You're
fuck.
my
But-
sister."
But
right?
then he goes, "Can I trust you?"
I
Dude,
was
but
pissed
no, I
at
thought
one
that was
point when
great.
he took her to the room and he wasn't freaking out. Like he knows that that's his sister. Like he should have went all in. Like especially the
I
stuff
was
that
pissed.
she was saying.
I was pissed
I'm
too.
like,
I
all right,
literally,
buddy, spit that
I
shit out.
literally would have been like, "Let me
like,
hold
God
the
damn it,
baby.
man.
Shut the hell up. I'm the innie. Get me
Yeah.
out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's probably so paranoid and scared. Miss fucking what's her
Miss
name is
Cobo
right there.
in
And
front of
that's
his
Yeah, he
why-
doesn't
face.
know.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
and then
was
he
so
called her
pissed.
Miss Cobalt, and that's what
Yes,
threw it
Yup.
all
dude,
off. I'm
that's
like,
literally.
because he
I
played it off
sat
well.
up and Audley just went, "Oh!"
Yeah,
It's
right when he said Miss
"No."
Cobalt, I was
Yeah.
like, oh damn it, she just wait. But
Yup,
the
she
craziest part is
locked
that
in.
they think that like obviously like it's gonna be weird as fucking knowing or when they did find out that that was his boss, and then she's like, what the hell? Like she's been like talking to me, she's been checking up on Mark, and she's like been caring for my baby. Then they think that she takes the baby, and you see her driving recklessly, bro. I'm like, oh my god, the baby's gonna die.
Yeah, I was gonna
I know.
say. I
then
expect
it
it to be
ends
like
up never
the
even
other
being
guys
there.
where you see the little girl flying in the background.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
but then
with
the
baby.
craziest part too, there's so many different subplots within this show. Just in 9 episodes, you got to think all of Rickon's friends that are there in the reading aren't even his friends. They're just like cult followers of his book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know, like he doesn't care who they are, but he's just friends with them because they enjoy his presence and his like gospel, I guess you could say, like because he's famous.
I like the like I don't know if it's like a political aspect, but how there is that in it too. How there's like
Well, there is on the news.
Yeah.
There's like CNN, and
that
it was
they're talking
what's her
about because
name?
that
Yeah,
is
Yes.
because-
realistic too. Like,
And he goes, "You're avoiding my question." He goes, "I'm not avoiding your questions. I'm answering them." And then, like in reality, like the average viewer, even on CNN, like if we were to watch CNN, be like, "Dude, just get to the point. You're fucking beating around the bush," and
Yep.
that's what she was doing the whole time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even I like how they were like when he went on the date with that one girl, his sister's friend, and then he was like talking shit to the two like people outside protesting for Severed.
Oh, he
People-
got so
Yeah,
pissed.
he just gets heated, dude, and he's just drinking his life away, like sitting on the couch, passing out, going to work.
That shit was funny. He's just an
It's crazy,
alcoholic
like,
for the
yeah,
beginning
he literally got drunk
until
every
he gets,
night.
and then he gets a purpose, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
fucking stopped all his drinking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it
Except
was
for when
sick.
he ripped up the picture of Miss Casey / what's her real name?
Miss Casey.
What's his
Oh,
wife's
they
name?
don't
I
say it
forget.
on here.
Gemma.
Gemma,
Yeah, no, it's hard because
Gemma.
I'm looking at the cast list and they only have
Same
like
here.
one
Yeah.
name.
One name.
Yeah, they
Same
don't
here.
have
Yeah.
both of them. They don't have their outside and inside. But,
And
like,
I will say it fucking killed me at the end when Devin is talking to the innie, and like first off, the innie literally just asked, "Why? Why did he do this to me? Why did he send me down here?" And then she goes, "Well, his wife," and then looks at me and goes, "Your wife like passed away." And like that just absolutely crushed me. And especially because at that point we knew and he didn't know that Gemma is down there with
Down
him.
there, yeah.
Oh my
because
god.
he didn't know
dude.
what she looked like.
No, he had no fucking clue. But that
No,
whole thing,
the-
And
and
I
then
love that
what
we didn't know either.
Yes, and then what
Love
really
that.
got me though. Okay, so like you feel bad for Mark, right? Like Mark's wife died, like that sucks. But then she hits him with the, we were all best friends. Like her and
Yeah.
fucking Rickon, and then Mark and fucking
Yeah, I
Gemma.
know.
Like all four of them hung out all the
Got
goddamn
along.
time.
Did they
And
ever say
so-
how she died?
Car crash.
Car
Car
crash.
crash. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
they
And
said
that's
that
why,
in like
Brian,
episode
that's
1
why
or
he
2.
didn't like going over there to eat dinner without
Yes,
her.
yes,
he
because
can't
she
handle
was
being with the two
always
of them.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
And no, that just absolutely killed me because again, they lost someone that they loved.
Yeah.
Like they lost Gemma, but on top of that, she left and she literally goes like, "Mark's gone." Like Mark took this job because Mark lost his wife, doesn't care about life anymore. Like he'd rather have 8 hours a day where he has no clue if he's fucking killing people or just working in a fucking like factory the whole time.
Yeah.
And that just absolutely wrecked me. I was like, God damn it. Like I didn't want it
Yeah.
to get this deep on me. I knew it was gonna, but fuck.
It's good. One thing that I caught watching it, I've only seen it once, but remember when Petey's hiding in the basement and
Cobalt.
Cobalt goes down in the basement,
go
she's
grab
going
a
through the
candle.
boxes and shit. That's
Yeah.
when she grabs a candle, and then that last meeting that Miss Casey and Mark have in the was it perpetuity wing or whatever?
No, that's.
Yes.
Or it's
I
like
think
a
it's like
That's the
self
wellness.
wellness
yeah,
check.
wellness.
Yeah, the
check.
wellness check, and she has that candle on the table to like see if he's out, like
Yeah.
if he's remembering anything.
Yeah, give him
There's
Well, yeah,
another
just
because
little-
because
there's
because
little
the whole
details, too.
theory was how the fuck did Petey reintegrate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
And
man,
then, I mean, that
I
was
just I
sweet.
kind of wish they kept Petey around a little bit.
and they only
longer.
showed that lady once,
And I
right?
also wish that they
Who?
fucking
The lady that switched PD off.
just that one.
Yeah,
episode.
just the once.
Yeah,
Well,
And
at
then-
the end of the second one, I'm pretty sure like you see
Yeah.
her, and
Well,
then
and
at the
Petey
start
says
of,
when he talks to Mark,
8.
Petey says when he talks to Mark outside that someone in there helped him get out.
Yeah,
We don't know
yeah.
who that is.
but that was the
And it-
girl.
Yeah, and it makes sense. It makes sense if it was her because she literally said,
We don't know that for sure
It's-
though.
Well, yeah, but she's the one that said, "I'm the one that put this into your brain. I'm the
Yeah.
only one that could take it out." And then she
Mm.
goes, "Petey died because Petey didn't listen to what I had to tell him to like heal. Instead, Petey was a good ass friend, had all these memories of fucking Mark, and wanted to save his ass.
Yeah, but I think too he meant someone on the inside, like down there with him, helped him too.
Like someone helped him
Mhm.
flick the switch.
Yeah, like someone down there helped him too.
Mm.
Maybe.
Do
That's
you
what
think
I
it could
took
have been
from it.
Devin, since Devin already said,
Because
"Hey,
when
I
he's
could
showing
do
the note,
both."
when he's showing the map to Mark, he goes, "Someone down there helped me,"
Mhm.
and he didn't say who because Mark's Audi. Mark's the Audi. How would the Audi know? The Audi doesn't know anyone down there.
Yeah,
That's the
fair.
point. But yeah, so that's what I took from it.
Could we talk about how stupid fucking Reckon's friend is?
It's not his friend though. That's just his fucking. They're just like his cult following.
No,
Yeah,
but
they're
really,
just like-
why was
They
it
just-
before World War
Why
II
was
they didn't
that guy
World
so
War I?
fucking dumb? He goes, "Why why didn't they call the Great World War the First World War?"
Yeah,
and
World
they
War
were-
One.
Yeah, and he goes, because World War II didn't happen yet." And then at the end, like a fucking child, it like irked me.
I found
how
the
it
baby.
happened. With the baby. Goes, "I found the baby. It was me."
Yeah, but that's
found it."
because. But that's
There's a
why they're
theory
not his real
behind that.
friends. They're just his like they're just his followers. Like they
seem
enjoy his
severed,
book.
bro.
Yeah.
No, they're not
there's a-
To
severed.
be
They're
honest,
just
they seem
Well, so Aiden, that's
severed.
the theory.
No.
There's a
They
theory that
got
his friend.
Yeah,
was
but I
severed.
don't think that's true. I think that they just like.
Well, yeah, 'cause I will
it's
say,
like a cult.
Josh
obviously.
sent me this video, and I'm pissed that the video brought it up because literally, as I was watching, I was so pissed. I was just like,
Yeah.
"Why the fuck is this guy bragging that he found this lost child like he's a kid as well?"
Well, because
That's
I
just
think
because he wants
the
to
reason
be his friend.
I noticed that too, Brian. I think the reason is because during that episode, you're already so stressed out and you're worried about the baby actually being gone that you're relieved too when you see the baby and you notice right away that this guy's kind of being an asshole, bragging about how he found the baby. So you're supposed to react to it as if you're Mark. And I think the show did a really good job at doing that. So,
Mhm.
but yeah. Yeah,
no, he just had a bunch of fucking.
Well, so and then
Meat-
too, and,
meat
and
suckers.
there's a cobalt theory. When she's looking at that shrine before she destroys it, there's a tube there with her mom's name on it, and Lumen makes.
Yeah,
medical stuff.
I never caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
until that
they made
video.
the tubes that failed and killed her mother. So now she's working up in this company to get to, the very top.
The board
So
and
she-
destroy
Yeah,
it.
so she can destroy it herself. That's why she's so upset when she got fired. That's why at the end there she didn't take the baby. She was trying to go and stop
But then again, she had the
She's
shrine
not
of
that
she
evil.
had the
She's-
shrine of the creator of it all, right?
Yeah, destroys it. I
Yeah,
think
but
she
that's
kept
because
that there
but
to
she
know what her
was
motive
doing
and
it.
mission was.
No, but I think that she wouldn't have a shrine like that. She just had it because maybe she just loves that so much. Like, like she's just addicted to work.
Really? See,
You're not
I
gonna
like the
you're not
theory.
gonna praise a company that you
But
want
why
to
have your
destroy.
mom's medical tubes there?
But that's just because maybe that's like you said, her mom died. Like it was a failed product. But then again, I mean, it could be she could be tied in the family somewhere too.
I don't
You
know.
know, I
I
don't think that I don't think she would praise to a shrine in order to take down a
think there's
company.
a chance she could be working with our Ennies next season.
Possibly.
Maybe.
I mean, she's gonna play a huge role just like she did this season.
I think she'll get her job back, or at least some kind of job back there, right? She's too good, and she saved the day, right?
Yep.
So I think I like that theory a lot. I like that theory.
I
a
like
lot.
it. It'd be cool if she did come in and fucking help them out.
Yeah. And then
we-
so what?
Nope,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna ask about Irving's Audi. So what do you guys think is his whole plan there? Do you think it's just do you think his is similar to Cobol's kind of to figure out like everything on the inside and see what he could do and everything like that to
Well, I
take
mean,
them
all
down?
of them are kind of in it together. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really think the board knows. I mean, obviously Helly was there and she kind of like terrorized like the whole panel or whatever they were trying to do because she was the face of it.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
probably like the first employee at whatever position she is that agreed she wanted to see the inside of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
while we're talking about that whole like what do they call it? The Helena story.
Yeah.
Or no, they called it Helena a Severance story is what it was. There's a badass shot where she stands in front of the last letters and all it says is hell. It's
In her head.
Helena right there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was
That
fucking
was sweet.
sick.
It's sweet, man. That's
At
why
first I
like
was like,
it's
why
a
the camera
great.
pause? And then I saw what it said and I was like, that
I'm
is
glad it
so
was
great.
9 episodes, and I'm glad like I would have loved if it was longer, obviously, but they crunched everything into that 9 episodes. and
Again,
it was
like I said, I was kind of glad that they shortened them towards the end because at that point they were just getting to the point.
I think they were all about fairly the same runtime though.
Well, the first ones were like an hour, and towards the end, they like the last episode was 40
47.
minutes.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
I mean, that was just nonstop 40 minutes though. That felt like the
Yeah,
longest
that's what I'm
episode
saying.
out of all.
But that's what I love about
But
it.
that's
If they would have
quality
done
television.
an hour, it would have been like a bunch of filler. No, they did. They were like, "Fuck it, let's just make it 40 minutes, all gas, no brakes." Like,
Yeah.
yes, give
And
me
there's so
that.
many plot holes too. Like that's why we need more. And when did the first season finally come out?
Yeah, when what
I think
was
it
the
ended
date
in
on
April.
that? When did it
2022.
start?
February.
So it was 2022.
It was
April
weekly
8th.
show.
Okay.
Yeah,
April
April
8th.
8th. Yeah. So it started in February and ended in April. So it is
So
a
we'll
weekly
probably
show.
get it 2 years from now.
Now let's start the debate. Would you guys go through with this procedure?
No.
No.
Fuck
No,
no.
not at all.
I'd give it some thought. In the
I'd
end,
give it
I'd
some
say
thought.
no, but I would.
You guys know it's
definitely-
But
You
no,
guys
you
know
gotta
how-
you gotta ask that
if-
question before if you didn't know anything about the
Watch the
inside.
show.
Yeah,
if
because I'm sure we
not
all would
working
have.
for a company for Lumen, but if I worked for the company now where I just make phone calls, shoot emails, fuck yeah, give me the severance, dog. I'm working 8 hours in a place that's super chill already. Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would.
But that's what it'd have to be, Brian. It'd have to be a place that you've never worked at.
But that's
Yeah,
why,
fuck
like,
that.
even watching the
Fuck
trailer
that.
for this
If
show,
I
like, it
pulled
is
up-
just like, it's just like, to escape reality. They don't show you, like, in the trailer all the shit that goes down, like, that we're watching in those 9 episodes. So it's kind of like, oh, you go to work and you just forget about, like, you have 2 realities, one work reality, one at home reality. You're like, oh, cool. Who wouldn't want to do that? But then you
Yeah.
got that dark twist into it. Then that whole world that they built under Lumen, like all that shit, like, there's just endless opportunity for them
Well,
to
and then
write.
too,
Right.
I don't know
multiple
how you
seasons.
guys felt, but this show once I finished it, it made me, and no other thing makes me do this. Maybe Marvel sometimes, but it made me go look up numerous
I told you
videos
that
on
right
YouTube.
after.
Yeah,
Well,
it made me go on Reddit. It made me.
Again,
I
I
thought about
only-
this for weeks and weeks. This show.
I
still
thought
do.
about doing that, but again, I didn't want to come on because again, I just finished it today. I didn't want to come on with a bunch of ideas that weren't mine.
Yeah.
And that's why Josh only sent me one video and it's only like 14 minutes long. And he was like, watch this. There's a lot of good shit in here. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll give that a go. And it was cool because it was kind of a refresher. Again, I've spaced this out
It's like
throughout
things
the week.
you might have missed.
I watched it so quick. I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is great. But no, that video did a great job. It did point out a lot to me of shit I didn't even think about. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it did a great job of not like flooding me with too much information.
Yep.
I normally do watch videos like that, but I didn't watch anything for this.
Oh,
Like, I
I'm
mean,
about
I
to
just
go
kind of have it
into a
all. Like that's
binge
why,
now.
like I said, like now that we all have seen it,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're doing this. You know, we could
Yeah,
just
because I
talk
couldn't
about it.
stop thinking about, like you said, Aiden. There's different like ways the plot can go. I couldn't stop thinking of all the possibilities of next season and where
Yeah.
they'll go with it and what people thought of it. I loved
I
to know about
just-
that stuff. So
it gets me so much. I know I already brought it up, just how much of a cult it is. When Goebel
Terrifying.
tells Milchek, like, you've been doing a great job, and then she said the thing was like Father Kier and whoever would like think you're doing a phenomenal job, and it just like you look at him and the camera's there for a long time, and you're like, what the fuck? Like he's not even smiling, and then you just see like a tear about to fall from his eyes, like, oh my god, like these people are fucking brainwashed, like it is bad. There's no repairing that. Like the fucking innies and outies reintegrated, and as long as you're not PD and listen to the recommendations, you'll probably be fine. But the people that aren't even Severance, dude, there's no pulling them out from it.
No, I mean, but that's what the one thing I like, that it's a choice, but I guess it's not really a choice for everyone, knowing
It's
that Miss
that
Casey
first-
is severed
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
down there and they faked her death. Like that's
Yep.
why that's a whole that's
Yeah.
an entire season.
Are we gonna find out that fucking Lubin caused the car crash on some fucking Fast and Furious
We're gonna
shit?
see some crazy shit, dude.
Probably, man. I
But
guarantee that.
then, but I'm
Lubin
looking at this like
manufactured the car that
uh,
fucking killed her.
I'm looking at an article
That'd
right
be some
now that
crazy
says
shit.
Trammell Tillman, the guy that played Milchek, says his
Yeah.
whole life changed from this show alone. He
Good,
said
he fucking deserves it,
he
dude.
said
He
in
killed it.
January, he said nobody knew who I was in January. Then obviously the show, like the first episode came out in February of this year. And he said that he went to Comic-Con and like there's just one person, like his entire face is on a building with the like promoting Severance. And then he went and like one guy tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And then an entire swarm of people
Oh, fuck,
flew
dude,
to him.
good.
So I mean that's
No,
good that like Apple's bringing in new people that obviously don't have like, you know, that I guess you could say like
I guess it's the
discography.
only time fucking Apple gave a handout. Fuck.
Yeah.
well, I
And
mean,
I
look
mean,
at
that's cool.
A-
Fuck
Andrew.
yeah.
Andrew watched the show and he told me about it, and we told like all of us ended up watching it because so it's like the word of mouth and the cult following of this show. I hope that's why I want to talk about it on this. I hope this show can become huge because it deserves it. It really
How
How
does.
many
deserves it.
seasons are we thinking realistically? Because I think they
I'm
can go
hoping
to
like
four.
three.
I was
would be
thinking,
perfect.
I was
Three or
thinking
four?
three
I'd
or
say three.
four.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, don't
Three
overdo it.
normally
Because
TV
if
shows
they
that have
do
3 are
five,
normally good as
too
fuck.
much. The only one I want 5 for right now is The Boys. I think The Boys could roll into 5 easy.
I think they
I
have
Yeah,
still
two.
but
gotta,
no
They
more
have
I
than
two
still
more,
gotta
and that's
watch The
it.
Boys, man. I know.
Stranger
I felt
Yeah,
Things.
dude, you
the
gotta
next,
catch
the next
up.
season of Stranger Things is the finale. That's it.
Exactly, like confirmed because they
Yup.
said that for 4.
Yeah,
They said
no, because
4
I
was
listened
the
to the Smart List one with Sean Levy, and
Oh, he was
he
on it? I didn't even
confirmed.
know that.
Yeah, he
I'm
so
confirmed that
behind,
this
dude.
next one is the last
I'm so
season.
behind. I just listened to the fucking Adam Sandler episode. That's how
Yeah,
behind I am.
no,
That's like episode 7 or 8.
I listened to 4 just on the way, like driving to Indiana and back
And
yesterday.
dude,
and today.
when I had that fucking driving job last summer, that's
Yeah.
when I found Smartless. I was like, I need something else to listen to, and I started
Yeah.
listening to that. I was like, this is super good.
But the Rotten Tomato score in this one's 97%, and IMDb has 8.7 out of 10. So I mean, that 8.7 seems kind of low to me, honestly.
Well,
But
IMDb
97 is
always
perfect.
goes low.
They're always low.
IMDb
Yeah, I
is
mean,
always
but that's
low.
why. I mean, it's out of 10 too.
But
so it
also, I
makes
will
sense.
say though, when IMDb does get something in the 9s and 10s, it's usually pretty
Yeah.
special. You
It's
know.
usually
Yeah.
owned by
I think this
Amazon,
one's
the
special.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoever pays them, that's the
Jeff
rating.
Bezos
obviously.
has a gun to the fucking IMDb publisher's head.
Well, their own IMDb's owned by Amazon.
8.8.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The
Oh,
boys
fuck.
Yeah, it
probably
is because
has
you got to
that-
think when
that's
you
why The
pause
Boys is so
on
high.
Amazon. That's the best thing that Prime Video
I thought that was
has.
just a
Is it shows you the
sponsorship.
X-ray,
You're right.
Yeah.
You're
and
right.
it shows
They
you the
bought it.
characters'
The X-ray-
names and
the
all that.
X-ray is fire as
sick.
fuck.
Sometimes I pause Netflix and HBO Max thinking that I can
Yes.
see that. I'm like, fuck, I got to use my phone.
It is a good feature.
That's what I
Oh,
did
yeah,
after
it's
I've been
insane.
like really recently because I just did that in the last probably 4 or 5 months. I finished all of Psych, and that was on Amazon Prime. So anytime someone pop up, I'd pause and be like, "How do I know this person?" And then after that, I went to HBO and fucking someone popped up. I'd pause and be like, "Oh, right."
No, this show is
Um,
definitely mint though. I'm excited for anything
you-
that they do.
Yeah.
Do we want to
Just
kind of wrap up?
Mint.
Give
Of course, you
our
would say that, Aiden.
final thought,
Why?
Oh,
scores.
is it
His arm-
Finney's
his
arm,
is
bro?
mint.
Yeah.
It
Andrew, you
is
go ahead.
mint.
Andrew, you go ahead and start it.
All right, I'll start it. I'm usually pretty critical of shows. I think I usually have some of the lower ratings.
Yeah, this is your baby, though. You're a hipster.
Yeah, I am a hipster. And also I like this show. I think it's perfect. I'm gonna give it 100.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it 100.
I would-
Wow.
yeah, that's.
I would
I'm
have
right
given
there
it
with you, man.
100.
Go ahead.
All right.
Even if I wasn't the first one to watch it, I don't know what's wrong with this. They have it was the perfect amount of episodes. After I watched the show, I told Josh, I was like, watch this fucking show so I have someone else to talk about this with.
Yeah.
I was like, because it is like one of those like kind of like, it's on Apple. Most people don't have Apple TV.
I bought
only,
Apple just to watch it.
I only do because I had the free trial for the last 2 years. Otherwise, no, I'd probably not watch anything on Apple TV either. I would probably not pay for it. But it's worth spending the $5 to watch this show and then probably cancel it. Maybe watch, like Brian said, check out Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, great watch.
The morning show's all right. That
Season
first
one's really good.
Season 1's really good. 2 is
Mornings.
so yeah, no, I thought the show was flawless. I'm excited for season 2. I don't have any complaints, so I have to give it 100. And like I said, normally I'm pretty critical. Josh, you want to go next? Kind of give your thoughts. What you think?
Yeah. From the moment that Helly wakes up on the desk in that first episode, and then
Hey,
to the very
you.
yeah to
On
the
the
very
table.
to the very end when he's yelling that she's alive, the show is just like it captures you. I mean, like I said earlier, you feel like you're actually part of the gang. You're like solving this mystery of what Lumen is and why they're down there and what's the difference between the innies and the outies and seeing the two different personalities and just every episode having you at the edge of your seat as to what's next and like you're taking mental notes of this and that's happening and you're coming up with your own story in a way of what you think's happening is all amazing. So because of that, I'm also gonna go 100 out of 100. I
Wow.
literally I could not
I don't
when I
have any-
watch something. Yeah, when I watch something, I'm like, I would have changed that or I would have changed this.
Yeah,
There's not a bad thing I can say about this. You can't say it's slow at the beginning
exactly.
because there is things happening, like the crying and then the throwing. There
Callbacks.
are things, yes, there are things that noticing it on a second watch through, you would be like, oh my god, like
Mhm.
it's and to the cult following it has and all the different theories that people have. I am a little worried. It's like, how do you top this in season 2? And like everyone has different theories as to where they want the show to go, so not everyone's going to be happy. But as its own like season, I think this is one of the best things I've watched this year. I like Andrew said, I have nothing bad to say about it. There's nothing I could change about it. Literally, I mean, I wouldn't change anything about it. So I think it's a great show. So 100 out of 100.
Nice.
Aiden.
I think let me go first.
Okay.
I don't have too much to say, honestly. You guys pretty much summed it up, honestly, and throughout the whole podcast. I think this type of this sci-fi, like this type of idea, like for anything, like a movie or just like a TV show, like it just gets you going. And the fact that like they always top it within like a next episode. Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about this. I don't know, like I can't give it 100 out of 100. I feel like that's just like a little too high in my opinion, but I would say like a 96 out of 100 is a pretty fair rating, honestly. I think from what I've watched, like it was one of the better things I've watched over the past couple of years, in all honesty, not just this year. But like I said, no complaints on mine. I wouldn't say completely perfect, but it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I want to piggyback off of Mike. I want to give this TV show 100, but I don't want to stoop to that level yet. I'm going to give it a solid 98. One of the best TV shows I've ever watched in my entire life. Like, and like you said, Josh, like it's hard to top that. And like, you got to give it up to the directors too. And like the camera crew, because you literally feel like you're in the episode. You feel like you're there. And you don't really feel that with like movies and TV shows a lot. And like, they got a great cast. Ben Stiller's directing. So is, Ophi Macardo, whoever that is. But I mean,
Classic Ophi.
making a name for themselves.
Said that like you know who the fuck that is.
I said I didn't know who it is, but I mean, him or her making a name for themselves. I mean, I'm just excited. Like you said, I didn't read any of the spoilers or like fan theories and stuff like that because one, I don't want to spoil, like I don't want to ruin the show for myself. You know, I enjoy where it is. I like making my own assumptions of what's gonna happen and predictions. But you know, I mean, I'm just excited for the season 2,
Yeah.
and you know, it doesn't get better than that. Peak television right there.
Director, dogs are barking.
Brian,
God
please finish us off nicely.
All right, I'm here to finish this off.
Second
You
100.
know,
Here we go.
you know how it
Push
goes.
me off last.
So it's just like I gave out 100 already. All right, I really can't do that again.
Are you upset you wasted it on the bear when you could have put it on this?
No,
The
because
Bears top
as
tier.
a phone call went with Josh the second I finished, this is great fucking television. This is so fucking good. And one of the parts that like really got me into it is like, fellas, we're not far off from this shit happening. Like when we talked Black Phone on the bonus episode, we are not fucking far down the line. We
Oh, that
could
shit
see
happens.
something like this in our lifetime, if not already happening at the fucking basement of fucking Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, come get me, bro. You know where I'm at. I have an app. I had the
Just some
Facebook app.
fucking
You know where
lizard
I am, bro.
squad out for
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna wake up. There's gonna be a lizard in my room as a fucking joke.
Brian's phone's gonna just
But
blow up. The
yeah,
next time
exactly.
he
I'm
does
gonna go make
answer.
a
He's
phone
hello.
call.
He gets a phone
I'm
call.
gonna be in a fucking purgatory
Apple
with fucking
devices
Steve
kills
Jobs.
him.
He'd be like, "Yep, they got you too, huh?" But no, like this show from start to fucking finish, like I said in the beginning of this episode, so uncomfortable. Like not even when they opened the door in the fucking where Christopher Walken was at, like the whole thing just felt like the back rooms. Like you are just uncomfortable, you feel uneasy looking at it, and for a show to do that the whole time, like a movie like Uncut Gems, I've said it on here before, that movie had you at the edge of the seat. For a show to do that
We'll have to
for
review that.
9 fucking episodes is amazing. I was blown away. But again, at the end of the day, I think this was a phenomenal show. To me, it won't beat The Bear, but I'm coming in with a 99. There was
Fair.
so much to love about this, but it just wasn't there. You know, like when I watched The Bear my first time through, 100%. Second time through, I was like, all right, let me see if I find something. No, second time through, 100%. This one, maybe I'll fucking, when season 2 comes out, I'll take it back and call season 1 100%. But no, I'm going 99 right now. I feel very comfortable with that. It is almost there. I don't know what they could have done to get me to the 100, but I know 100 doesn't feel right now. But this show, again, $4.99. If you haven't already abused the fucking free 3-day, this is a show where
Well,
you
you
can
shouldn't
finish
have
it
listened to
in
this
3
podcast
days.
if you haven't seen it. You should
Yeah,
have stopped.
All right, take it all back. To everyone that listened to us and spent the money, I hope you didn't waste it. Also, hit us with the
Hey.
Dono, Venmo, Small Guys Podcast.
I don't have
I
that
just,
yet.
I just want to add something one more before we finish off here, but like off topic. But do you think this is bad when like like a idea for a TV show like this is created and like someone gets the idea? Like imagine being a supervillain, they're like, "Fuck it, we need to do Severance in real life." Like you know,
Amazon's like, oh,
yeah,
we
exactly,
can
like,
increase
yeah.
productivity.
Again,
Bezos
I'm
is like,
telling you.
"That's a great idea."
I'm telling you,
now
this
all the
show
Amazon employees
came
are
up-
just fucked.
This show came out, and Mark Zuckerberg went. They did what?
Fucking fly
Hey,
out
hey,
of the
he
sky.
They made a
Gonna
show
fly out
about
of the area.
what?
He went, what?
Like a frog.
Hey, what did he do?
And Mark
Why haven't we
Zuckerberg just
tried this?
disappears. How do they know?
I don't know why I just saw this, Josh, but we need to do the 100 on here. I think that'd be a good episode.
See, but that's
Yeah.
another example of a TV show that was great and then it
And
went
then
to
they
shit.
went too
Shit.
Went to shit.
far.
Because it
Hey,
was a money
but-
grab.
But hey, we can talk about that in another episode.
That's I mean, if any of you guys haven't seen that, that's a lot of fucking TV to
Well,
watch.
so actually, next week, next Friday, we're gonna do our first rewind episode, and a rewind is something new that we're starting. We're gonna do them once a week. When we start doing 2 a week, we're probably gonna do that on Tuesday, and then on Friday will be like our newer stuff, of new shows or episodes or stuff that we want to talk about that came out this year. But what a rewind is anything that hasn't come out in this current year that we want to talk about. So our first episode, we're gonna do a movie called Gone Baby Gone, which I think only Aiden has seen. But we're all gonna rewatch it. We're gonna watch it this week. and then talk about it Thursday, and then we're gonna start every week. Starting in September, we're gonna do rewinds and pick movies, mostly movies. We'll do shows too. And then there'll be trilogies too. Like we'll do the Dark Knight trilogy, and we'll tackle the whole trilogy all at once. And those will
Have
be
a
Yeah.
whole
longer
Marvel
episodes.
So
episode.
excited.
Hey, we
Yes.
got House of the Dragon starting this
House
Sunday.
of
We
Dragons,
got
yes, a
She-Hulk
lot of
today.
exciting stuff.
Watched the first
Yes.
episode of that. That was pretty good. But I mean,
Yes.
we'll obviously get into
And,
that.
and any kind of movies. It could be
Bruh.
horror movies, comedies, anything. So literally everything. So,
Yeah, I mean,
shitty
so
movies, good
whoever
movies.
does listen to this, I mean, YouTube, anything, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we
Or
have links to the
Amazon or
website.
the numerous other podcast
Yeah,
apps. that
or
we
iHeartRadio.
actually don't know what they
iHeartRadio.
are.
If you're
We're
the one
seeing
listening
a
that's listening on
percentage
iHeartRadio,
on
please let us know
unsolicited
who you
apps.
are. We'll
Whoever's
shout you
listening
out,
on
maybe
that,
bring you on the pod. So
I heard
tweet
single
at
mom.
us. Hit us
Yeah.
up at Small Guys Podcast on Twitter, Instagram. You know
if
where
you
to
see this
find
ad
us.
on Backpage for our podcast.
You can meet
know,
all five
you know
of
to
us
call
for the
me.
low price of $200.
you know
We'll all
to
be
call
there.
me.
And I still need new underwear, guys. So please
Yeah.
hit us with that
Please
Venmo, man.
Yeah.
Still unemployed here.
But yeah, I mean, like Josh said, the rewind episodes, like, if there's a movie in particular or show or anything that, you want to talk about.
We're not gonna do Gone
Let us
Girl
know.
though, because I didn't watch it, or I've watched it and I don't want to do it unless it was my first time through.
Gone
I'm
Girl's
gonna say
great.
that right now. It's
So
phenomenal.
that's why
movie.
Gone Baby Gone, like I've seen Gone Baby Gone probably
I've never
3
seen it,
times,
so
but I'm
What's
What's your
excited to
reasoning with
rewatch
that,
it.
Brian?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's your rationale behind
Because
that?
I think if we were to do Gone Girl and we all had never seen it, that would be one of the most absurd episodes we've ever came out with. But because I've seen it, I feel like I'll have some hype, but not the hype that I had when I was in Josh's
Yeah, but that's like saying you
basement.
don't want to see Hateful Eight. You don't
Yeah.
want to do a Hateful Eight because
Yeah, but Hateful Eight didn't have as many twists as Gone Girl did.
I think it did.
Nah.
I
think
think
that movie-
Hateful Eight definitely did.
Yeah.
The first time through compared to rewatching it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Completely
it had
different.
some twists.
I
But
Gone
really
Girl was
want to
just
do
sick.
Gone Girl was on a
Prisoners.
different level. Prisoners, would be
yeah,
good.
Prisoners would
That's
be
a
good.
good ass.
And
Yeah,
two, I want to
yeah.
do shitty movies too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, we're
that.
gonna do.
Oh,
Are we
we,
gonna do
wait, we
Robbers?
already did a shitty movie.
Day
What do you mean? We did
shift.
Day
Yeah.
Shift.
For rewinds, though. For
Oh, you mean
rewinds.
Daybreak?
Daybreak.
Daylight?
Daybreak.
Day something.
Yeah, no.
Day and
But I
night.
mean,
Fuck,
yeah, I'm
man.
excited for that stuff.
Day
So
and night.
we got a lot of good stuff coming out here soon. So I mean, we're gonna be busy. Get your
Yep.
ears ready.
Yep.
All right, boys.
Two coming a week in about 2 weeks.
Hell yeah. I fucking love you boys. Another great
Love you too.
episode.
Oh yeah,
All hair
Ears are
Kier.
awesome, Brian.
Never forget it.
yeah,
Like Aiden said, get those ears ready. Buy some Q-tips if you got waxing ears,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. Get to make sure you're cleaning those ears after every
Clean
shower.
the bitches
right?
out so you can listen clearly.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
All
All
right,
right.
peace out.
Catch you next time.
See you guys.
Anyone else hard right now?
Oh, dude, I've been hard. I don't know what. I think I took the wrong ibuprofen this morning.